Governor Fubara writes River State Assembly again proposes Wednesday for representation of the 2025 state budget. Federal government knocks former President Olusegun Obasanjo as he rates Buhari's administration worst in corruption. The federal government has opposed the National Assembly's proposal for the establishment of 200 new universities. 12 injured as American Airlines plane catches fire. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Abdullahi Ahmed. We kick things off with the latest from River State, where Governor Siminalayi Fubara has again written to the State House of Assembly proposing Wednesday, March 19, 2025 for the presentation of the 2025 budget. In a letter to the Speaker, Martin Zamehule, Governor Fubara recalled his failed attempt on March 12 when he was denied entry into the Assembly complex despite prior notification and an attempt to submit a hard copy through the clerk of the House. He emphasized that his effort was in line with a Supreme Court judgment mandating the Assembly to operate within constitutional limits. He also noted that the House had earlier given a 48-hour ultimatum for the budget's presentation before he was officially served the court's ruling. Governor Fubara reaffirmed his commitment to governance amid the ongoing political crisis while urging all government arms to uphold their constitutional duties in the state's best interest. Staying in River State, Governor Sim Fubara on Thursday appealed to members of the River State House of Assembly to put the interests of the people first and embrace peace to resolve the political impasse in the state. He stressed the need for stability to govern effectively and called on dissatisfied political actors to move past their differences and commit to the full implementation of the Supreme Court's February 28, 2025 decision.
It's important at this stage that we all embrace peace. The Supreme Court has made its judgment. We don't have any option but to abide by it. And by the special grace of God, we have started the process. We are appealing to other parties. Consider the interests of River State. It's important. The only thing that we owe this state is peace and development. I am open any day, anytime for total peace in our state. Because if I have to govern and govern well, there is need for peace. Let me thank everyone for your support.
In other news, former President Muhammadu Buhari has restated his commitment to the All Progressives Congress, pledging to strengthen and popularize the party among Nigerians. In a statement issued on Thursday by his spokesperson, Malam Garba Shehu, the former president emphasized he remains a dedicated member of the APC and should continue to be addressed as such. His remarks come amid rumors of defections from the ruling party. Buhari served as president on the platform of the APC from 2015 to 2023. Still talking politics, as political maneuvering intensifies ahead of the 2027 general elections, former Labour Party presidential candidate in 2023, Peter Obi, and the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and governor of Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad, held a closed-door meeting in the Ramat House in Bauchi. The high-level discussions, which lasted over 2 hours, saw both leaders address the media afterwards, emphasizing their decision to engage despite party differences. From Bauchi, Trust TV's Adamu Imam has more.
The two political figures in the Nigerian polity describe the current Tinubu's administration as mediocre. They say time has come to do things together with fidelity, sincerity, and focus. Adding that their coming together is going to resonate, as all their party governors are behind the journey, which they describe as transcendental, because it seeks to address hunger and other challenges bedeviling the country at large.
about their country to consult. Being the chair of PDP governors forum, being a critical person in Nigerian politics today, and what our country is going through, I felt it's necessary for me to come and discuss the future of their country with him. So it's just a constitutional discussion meeting that will continue to go on as we talk about the future of this country.
While responding to questions from journalist Bala Mohammed, adding that Nigeria comes first before their political platforms, adding that they want to do away with interference of judiciary and others.
The timelines with a vision in such a manner that we would rescue and recover our country from these mediocres that are parading themselves as leaders. Definitely, time has come when we must step out and we do things with fidelity, with sincerity and focus. And I think our coming together is a message. And the message is going to resonate, I believe, because all our colleagues, the governors, are behind this kind of journey because it's a transcendental one. And I want to say that we are very grateful for Governor B for coming here, and we will take it up and take it further in a manner that going forward you will see more of this outing between us.
The Labour Party chieftain also lamented the slow pace of development in Nigeria under APC government, citing Indonesia that leveraged on their competitive advantage to develop the country within a short time. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In other news, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has rated Muhammadu Buhari's administration as the most corrupt in Nigeria's history, warning that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government might be worse. In his new book, Nigeria, Past and Future, Obasanjo criticized Buhari for failing to uphold the anti-corruption stance he championed as a military ruler. He also slammed Tinubu's administration for wasteful spending, citing the 15.6 trillion naira Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the 21 billion naira vice presidential residence. The presidency fired back, defending the projects as visionary. The Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, dismissed Obasanjo's claims as baseless, while presidential aides accused the former president of believing he alone knows what's best for Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari and former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, have yet to respond to these allegations. The federal government has opposed the National Assembly's proposal to create nearly 200 new universities, warning that the system is already overwhelmed and underfunded. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, speaking at the 2025 Ministerial Press Briefing in Abuja, stressed the need to strengthen existing institutions rather than expand recklessly. He cautioned that adding more universities without addressing issues like poor funding, inadequate infrastructure and declining academic standards would further strain the system. Nigeria currently has 278 universities, 64 federal, 67 states, and 147 private. Last month, the government imposed a one-year moratorium on new private universities to ensure quality and sustainability. The House of Representatives has resolved to maintain the value-added tax in Nigeria at 7.5%, rejecting a proposed gradual increase to 15%. The House also rejected the reintroduction of inheritance tax, which was being presented in the tax reform bills as taxation on family income. Here's more in this report.
Following a week-long retreat, the ad hoc committee on tax reform bills presented its reports, making it the primary agenda for the day. Committee Chairman James Faleke moved for the consideration of the reports and summarized the committee's recommendations. Regarding distribution of VAT revenue, the House approved a formula where 50% would be equally distributed among states, 20% based on population, and 30% based on consumption. emphasis was placed on distributing revenue according to the actual place of consumption rather than where VAT returns are filed. Additionally, the House proposed a tax exemption for the personal income of military personnel in Nigeria.
Distribution of VAT revenue. For VAT purposes, a new basis for the distribution of the 55% to 35% respectively for state and local government allocation has been introduced thus. 50% to be distributed equally, 20% to be distributed based on population.
The House also upheld the 7.5% VAT rate, rejecting any staggered increase. Lawmakers including James Faleke, Deputy Chairman Saidu Abdullahi, and Committee on Defense Chairman Jimmy Benson spoke in favor of the committee's recommendations.
The committee adopted the 7.5%. Recommendations for the reinstatement of contributions towards NASENI, NIDA, and a call to ensure continuous funding from the development levy. This, of course, was retained without sunset clauses.
Every voice, every constituency, every person is heard. You recall that initially we had issues with people talking about NIDA, NASENI, TET fund, inheritance tax issues, consumption, derivation. Everything was laid to rest. We moved, we shifted, we all agreed, there was consensus. You understand? So Mr. Speaker is right. Every shade of Nigeria was represented in that deliberation.
In addition, the House approved the appointment of one representative from each of the 36 states to the board of the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill.
36 members, one representing each state, and 6 geopolitical zonal caucus leaders, 2 regional leaders, and some few experts among us who are very versatile on tax, law, and finance matters to meet and look at the report you submitted. We ask questions, and it appears at the end of the meeting that every member, without exception, every member was satisfied with the job done.
Speaker Abbas Tajuddin recommended the committee's work, noting that there was unanimous support for the proposed reforms among House members. The House then conducted a clause-by-clause review of the recommendations in the 4 bills. As Nigerians await the passage of the bills and presidential assent, there is optimism that these reforms will positively impact the nation's economy and the lives of its citizens.
To Edo State now, where the police has confirmed the release of Reverend Father Philip Ekele of St. Peter Catholic Church, Ivuoka, Esako East local government area of the state, who was kidnapped back on March 3rd. In a statement issued by the command spokesperson, Moses Yamu, the priest was freed in Amuge community at about 5 p.m. on Thursday, March 13, following intense search and rescue operations by police operatives and local vigilante groups. However, security forces are still combing the bushes to retrieve the remains of seminarian Peter Andrew, who was abducted alongside the priest but tragically lost his life. The police also revealed that 1 suspect was neutralized. 4 were arrested on the day of the abduction, and operations are ongoing. As Nigerians increasingly depend on the internet for their daily activities, the recent surge in data cost has raised concerns, especially among mobile users who rely on affordable data. With the rising cost of living, the hike in telecom tariffs means many Nigerians will have to prioritize essentials, making internet access a luxury rather than a necessity. Aisha Abdulmumini has more in this report.
Amidst economic challenges, residents of the Federal Capital Territory are grappling with the rising cost of data, forcing many, especially youths, to rethink their internet usage. Some FCT residents expressed frustration over how the hike has negatively impacted their businesses and social interactions, attributing the issue not only to the government but also to telecom providers.
What I do now, like I said, I don't recharge anymore. I use my office Wi-Fi to do whatever I want to do. Over the weekend, I can just wait till Monday. I don't know what NUC or whether the government agencies are doing, but they should be blamed. The government should be blamed because we don't know what's happening. Majority of people now don't recharge anymore. I'm telling you the truth. They just buy this normal dongle or this Wi-Fi stuff and then attach to their phone. Nobody's recharging for data anymore.
Sometimes I think I used to do whether it's 500 for 2.5 gig, knowing that I will use it for the whole day. But now, if I want to do, I can't do that 500 naira only again for 2 days. It lasts for 2 days, 2.5 gig. Now I'm doing 1,000 naira for I think 3.5 gig. Even for my POS, I realized that sometimes when I recharge, normally I do monthly for I think 1,000 naira for 1.2 gig. But now I realized that when I want to recharge, I think it's now 1.5. It's affecting me, honestly.
Like if I want to watch a movie in my house, I'll just subscribe small. Once the movie finish, I'll off it. In my phone, the same thing. If I went online within a short period, I'll just off my data.
The tariff increase has led many customers to purchase smaller data plan, limiting their internet access and placing them in a difficult situation. While citizens lament the effect of high data costs, tech expert Awal Abdullahi provided insight on how to optimize data usage.
We need, and we don't oversubscribe. Number two, we need to make sure that at least even the data that we're buying, we're using it most efficiently. So when you look at it, number one, there's also the issue of what we call bandwidth on demand. This is something that many Nigerians are not aware. I remember some times back, people are clamoring for DSTV to be a prepaid service. But when you look at it, as much as your voice on GSM is prepaid, but your data is not prepaid, because data, whether you use it or you don't use it, after that 1 month validity, it expires. So the question is that, can we push for all those operators to begin to do bandwidth on demand, which means is that as and when I need it, that is when I'm going to use it.
Also explained that foreign exchange fluctuations and the depreciation of the Nigerian naira are key factors driving the price hike. According to him, while the NCC has approved a data rollover policy, there are restrictions on the amount of data that can be rolled over and the time frame which it must be used.
And I know pretty well NCC have done great in trying to make sure they check the excesses of the telecom operators such that all this data lost cannot be so rampant, because I can tell you it's very simple. If telecom operators want to make dirty money, let me put it that way, it is very simple. There's a way they can tinker and then manipulate their billing system or billing software, and the rest is history.
While many argue they are now paying more for less data, underlying economic factors continue to shape the situation. Abdulmuminu Aisha, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has officially launched the Safe School Security Initiative aimed at enhancing the protection of critical public facilities across the state. The initiative, which saw the recruitment and deployment of 9,974 youths, is a strategic move to safeguard schools and other essential public infrastructure from vandalism and destruction. The report.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, Governor Namadi emphasized the importance of security in ensuring an enabling environment for education, healthcare, and other public services. He reiterated his administration's commitment to addressing security challenges that have led to destruction of public property by unscrupulous individuals.
9,974 young men and women will be employed to take care of our schools, our health institutions, and our courts, and also our water facilities across the state. These initiatives aim at saving the investment made in these places.
The initiative targets locations that have been particularly vulnerable to acts of vandalism, including schools, courts, health facilities, and water stations. The security guards will be stationed across all 27 local government areas in the state to ensure widespread coverage and maximum effectiveness. The governor further highlighted that security guards, who are predominantly youth from the state, will be trained and equipped with necessary skills to effectively carry out their duties. This initiative not only enhances security, but also serves as an employment opportunity for thousands of young people, contributing to youth empowerment and economic growth.
Please don't use this uniform to terrorize people in your community. The uniform are symbol of authority. Symbol of authority to prevent wrongdoings. It is not an authority to terrorize people in your communities. So I urge you to be a very responsible citizens of Jigawa State. I urge you to be very responsible citizens of your respective communities.
Community leaders and residents are optimistic that the initiative will go a long way in protecting public infrastructure and fostering a safer environment for learning and essential services.
The security of life of people and their properties is paramount. So what government is doing now is to complement that ethics and that intention. Though we have schools sited in communities, courthouses, water facilities, water station facilities, and health facilities, institutions all around.
Out of the number of youth we have out there, they say we have this number. At one go, they are getting opportunity to have a job doing. In the morning, they have where to go, they know what they are doing, and perhaps the biggest is they are earning a living and they are contributing back to the quota financially.
Governor Namadi called on all stakeholders, including local government authorities, traditional rulers, and community members, to support the security guards in discharge of their duties to ensure the success and sustainability of the initiative. The Safe School Security Initiative is part of broader strategy by Jigawa State Government to strengthen security measures, protect public investment, and create conducive atmosphere for development across the state.
Talking business now, Dangote Refinery has reduced its ex-depot price of premium motor spirit to 815 naira per litre following a drop in the fuel landing cost to 774 naira 82 kobo per litre. Industry sources confirmed the adjustment on Friday, though the refinery has not made an official announcement yet, unlike its previous reduction on February 26 this year. The move comes amid an ongoing price war in Nigeria's downstream oil sector. However, it remains unclear if the reduction will reflect in retail pump prices, with MRS stations currently selling at 860 naira per litre in Lagos and 880 naira per litre in Abuja. On the foreign scene, an American Airlines Boeing 737-800 en route to Dallas Fort Worth caught fire after landing at Denver International Airport on Thursday, forcing some passengers onto the wing of the plane. The Federal Aviation Administration confirmed that Flight 1006, carrying 172 passengers and 6 crew members, diverted to Denver at 5:15 p.m. local time due to reported engine vibrations. The engine ignited while taxiing to the gate. Although the pilot had reported engine issues before landing, he did not declare an emergency. 12 passengers sustained minor injuries and were taken to the hospital. What a lucky escape. To sports now, Nigerian winger Emmanuel Ochegbu has sealed a move to Major League Soccer, the MLS club Charlotte FC. Ochegbu joined Charlotte FC from Slovakian club AS Trenčín. The 20-year-old signed a 3-year contract with the option of another year. The talented winger made 30 appearances for AS Trenčín, scoring 5 goals and providing 2 assists. Ochegbu once represented Nigeria at the under-20 level. That's it. You're up to date with the latest news stories at this hour. For more, follow us across our social media platforms. You can also visit our website, trusttv.com, for the latest news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. Enjoy the rest of your day.